a tournament fortnight, Wimbledon takes on all the trappings of a mini-city. Among the goods and services dispensed in this thriving but temporary community is the invaluable commodity of news. Max?
Yes, and as Tim Sheridan discovered, there is no better way to monitor the pulse of the world's greatest tennis tournament than on the airwaves of Radio Wimbledon.
You're listening to Radio Wimbledon on 87.7 FM. A very good morning to you. It's Mary Rhodes with you until 10 o'clock this evening. We have live coverage of all the day's play, all the best tennis here on 87.7 FM.
Those bright yellow Slazenger balls aren't the only things flying through the summer air at Wimbledon. From a tiny studio out near Court 13, the All England Lawn Tennis Club broadcasts its version of boutique radio, giving itself not only a voice at the event, but in the community as well.
With the people who are still straggling at the back of the queues a little bit, we have our reporter, Steve Garvey. Steve, how are things looking?
Yes, it's looking a lot better now, actually.
The club decided that a radio service, which extends 5 miles in every direction from the centre court, would help people get here, help people get home, entertain them while they are here by giving them a whole lot of tennis information. And it also helps the people in the town who don't want to come up to the tennis, but it helps them to move around the town because we tell them which roads are open and closed.
Radio Wimbledon hit the airwaves in 1992, steadily expanding its service ever since to include roving reporters updating the action on every court. The mix is unique in broadcasting, music, entertainment, even astrology, courtesy of the renowned Patrick Moore. This is combined with a sort of Wimbledon how-to, all the do's and don'ts of when to applaud, how to behave, where to go if you're lost, sick, or even sunstruck.
We have the police in, we have the RSPCA in to tell people not to lock their dogs in their cars in the car park because they'll broil in this Wimbledon weather. So it's a mixture of information, music and guests in the morning, intensive tennis in the evening until the end of play. Then we do the following day's order of play, and then it's information to try and get people out of the car parks and safely home again.
The listenership is of course highly exclusive, and the service more or less a house magazine for those whose workplace is for 2 weeks this majestic ornament to tennis.
It doesn't just have to be centre court and number 1 court where you can go for some good matches.
We know that a lot of people in Wimbledon town listen to us and in the shops and things like that, and we know that we're particularly popular with the players. The players here at Wimbledon are actually housed in a little village which is quite a distance from the courts, and they listen to us intensively because they like to know how their friends are getting on. They also like to know the state of play on the courts which they're about to occupy.
And like that much maligned English summer, Radio Wimbledon comes and goes in a fortnight, falling silent after the final day of the championship. And as for cost, well, that's one detail that just isn't broadcast.
We don't take any advertising, but I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to tell you what the sum is. Typical All England.
And we'll have more Wimbledon reports later in the show. And of course today, one of our lucky viewers will pick up a brand new car